Hello, everyone. I'm Gabe Giordano, Chair of the Analytics and Information Systems Department, also what we call AIS, at Ohio University. And I couldn't be more excited today to talk to you about our department and what I truly believe are two of the biggest career opportunities in business today: the MIS area, Management Information Systems, and the Business Analytics area. I'd like to start by giving you an overview of what our two areas are really about, both MIS and Business Analytics. I'd then like to talk a little bit about career paths, what you might actually end up doing if you focus in one or both of these areas, and give you some information on our student org, ISAP, as well as some contact info if you're interested and you'd like to follow up. So, first, what is MIS? So MIS is not something you commonly hear about in everyday life, not something that most students know about coming into college, but funny enough, or not surprising enough maybe, MIS is something a lot of people hear about when they start to hear about where are the jobs. Where can you make decent money when you graduate? Where is there opportunity moving forward in the future of business? Well, MIS is a lot about that. So we like to say MIS is all about preparing businesses for the future. Really what MIS is all about is specializing in understanding and helping others understand and prepare for how information technologies, new technologies, can help businesses operate and do things in better ways. Really how they can prepare and transform for the future. As we know, technology is exactly how the best organizations operate, by using it, by doing things differently in new ways. And MIS is all about specializing in, yes, understanding these technologies that can push businesses forward, make them more competitive, make them more interesting, and ultimately make them successful. But not just being a techie and a technology specialist. MIS is also about, yes, understanding the technologies, but being people-focused. So helping people prepare for new technologies, helping understand what people really need when it comes to doing things in new ways and being more competitive in the future, and also how to analyze businesses. So focusing on business process analysis so that you can be someone that breaks down a business and says, hey, these are some pain points and these are some recommendations as to how we can do things in a better, more efficient, more interesting way for our customers. So MIS is all about actually specializing in all three of these things equally. People understanding their future needs, business processes, understanding how you can do things better as a business using technology, and yes, understanding the technologies that allow this all to happen, the future of business, and again, a better way of doing business. So what it comes down to is MIS is about business analysis and consulting. So actually a lot of our MIS students, MIS majors, end up working in roles that we call business analyst roles or actually consulting roles. When you look at what consulting is really about nowadays, a whole lot of it is about helping companies move forward, fix problems, and do things better with new technologies. So a lot of our students, this is actually one of the strongest ways to get into consulting, is coming from an MIS background. Also, though, our students focus on project management. So a big part of using new technologies, changing your company to take advantage of new technologies is making the change happen itself. So project management, helping organize technology projects, help people prepare, help keep track of what's happening in technology projects is a big part of what you can do with MIS too. Also, convincing people that technology is the way to go, is a way to improve what they do. A lot of people can actually go into sales majoring in MIS, especially if you add something like a sales certificate with it. Or another people-focused part of MIS is training. So helping people understand, whether they're in HR or sales or accounting or finance, how to better use new technologies in their specific area, in their specific job. Or you can be a traditional techie. So, in MIS, yes, you can be someone that actually configure systems to make them better aligned with the people in a company, or the way that a company operates different than everyone else. So a lot of our graduates, yes, are hands-on with tech and decide to be system configuration experts, IT analysts we often call them, or even builders or developers of systems. And the last thing MIS is all about is business area expertise. So the reason it's a business degree is we focus on helping business users and, again, businesses that do specific things in a certain industry be better with tech. And that requires a solid business understanding. So what we've learned is business technologists best come from a business school and a business background, and that's what a lot of employers look for nowadays. How about our other specializations? So business analytics, or what we often just call analytics, is all about kind of a subpart of MIS that's very hot right now. And that's, what do you do with all the data? And this is something a lot of people know is hot right now. It's something you read about all the time. It's something that's changing everything from sports to entertainment to every traditional business industry too. And what it's really about is, how do you understand your business better, which we often call descriptive analytics. How do you understand what you do now and what you've done in the past? But also, and this is where a lot of the really interesting stuff comes in nowadays, how do you predict what's going to happen in the future? How do you predict where sales are going to be, how people are going to perform, what customers are going to want in the future? And maybe even, how do you start to automate decision making in a business? That's prescriptive analytics. So that's one of the hottest areas right now. That's part of what you specialize in business analytics. So where is analytics? We all know it's hot, but some of the interesting areas that I already mentioned, sports, analytics has completely changed the game in every major sports area. Entertainment, analytics is how digital entertainment happens now. It's how you get recommendations. It's how these platforms try to beat each other out, is by better understanding you and offering better recommendations for what you enjoy doing in your spare time. And also, it's changed just the buying game and the commerce game. So analytics is part of how we get things quickly when we buy in the way we often do, especially in the era of COVID right now. When we buy things online, how we get things so quickly. And if you're in a big city, it's how you get things the same day you buy them. You can do that in Columbus right now. You can do that in Cleveland. You can do that in Cincinnati. Even in Athens, it's how we get things, even in our little college town, in 2 days, because they've optimized shipping by understanding all of the data. And actually, they guess what people in a certain area are going to want by better understanding what's been bought in the past. And they prepare for that by placing items in warehouses and inventory close by where they're going to be bought. So very, very relevant area, changing the game in so many ways in our lives right now. So why OU AIS? Why MIS and analytics at OU? Well, we're very proud of what we do. And the success is in the numbers. So, both MIS and business analytics have the highest salaries, average salaries for OU business graduates. So, not only do we understand what's hot in business, but we do a really good job of preparing you to be one of the most interesting young professionals or new business graduates in the market period right now. So our programs have been nationally ranked. We were very proud of ourselves, are focusing on cutting edge, hands-on experience in what we do in all of our courses. So you get hands-on with some of the most relevant things. You're able to talk about those technologies in your classes. And when you go for internships, when you go for jobs. And we have one of the biggest employer networks that we maintain. So we have an advisory board of over 20 companies that are some of the biggest employers at OU. We have a network that goes through the whole Midwest, and actually our graduates go nationwide. So that's how interesting we are and how far our network goes in the job market right now. We're very proud of our faculty. The faculty and what we teach are a big part of why we're able to do what we do. We have a number of award-winning teachers in our department. What we like to say, we specialize in our department, is making MIS and analytics for anyone that's at OU. So we make our majors so that you can be a people person, a pure techie, you can be a consulting focused person, a very business process and business analysis focused person. Our areas are for all of those types of personalities and goals that you might have. So, we really care about you. We try to make our areas very inclusive, regardless of what type of person you are and personality you are and interest area you are, because we want OU grads to be the best they can be, and we want you to end up where you want to end up. So we truly try to make this an area that's for everyone. And lastly, again, if you take this on, if you give it a good shot, the opportunities are out there. So, there are basically opportunities for everyone that gets the job done in our areas. If you're good and you really do the job well, you'll often have choices and multiple opportunities. And what couldn't be better to be able to choose where you go for your first job, where you live. This is one of the ways you do that. You go in an in-demand area, you specialize in an in-demand area at a place that does it really well. And that's what we do at OU and AIS. So where have some of our grads actually ended up? So these are some real examples. So what do you do with an MIS or analytics degree? You might end up like Colleen here as a project manager, like I said, someone that focuses in helping businesses take on tech projects, organize them, monitor them, prepare the people, and report back to management on what's really happening with some of the bigger, more important projects for businesses today. You might end up being a consultant. So a lot of consulting, I would actually argue the majority of consulting, business consulting nowadays, is technology focused. So this is one of the main career paths to get into consulting, is focusing in a techie area. You might end up being a people-focused person. So there are now tech-focused roles in every area, including even HR, one of the most people-focused areas in business, like Liz has done here. Become an HR leader because you have a technology understanding. You understand how to transform the way HR management is done with new technology opportunities and systems. You might be a client services specialist, so helping with sales and helping clients really understand what their technology options are, what their needs are, so you can help your team decide how to configure a system for them, and really being, again, a client-focused people specialist. Or you might end up being a data analyst. So especially with an analytics degree, you might be one of those people that crunches the numbers, that helps predict the future for a business, find the new insights that are game-changing for a business, and really transform the way things are done. It's one of the places you can really make a difference and really move up the chain fast in businesses nowadays. So these are all real examples, and it really shows how varied the options are and the many options that you can have if you specialize, again, in a smart way coming out of OU. So how might you start to get involved? Well, a great way is to start to meet with some fellow students and connect with a student org. So we actually have a very strong student org we're very proud of called ISAP, which stands for Information and Analytics Professionals. And ISAP meets every week. A big part of what they do, because our areas are in so much demand, they actually bring in employers that are recruiting every week. So you get to know, hey, what are some of the companies like? What do they really want? What are the people like in these companies? What does it take to be successful to land a job there? You get the inside edge into a lot of hiring and really get to understand some companies, so you can make the best choice when you decide where you want to work and what you want to do. ISAP also, they do things like coaching, resume development, so it's just a comprehensive support group. And again, a great way just to meet fellow students in the area and get the inside edge. So if you want to follow up, the other opportunity you have is connect with faculty. So I'm a great one to talk to. I talk to students almost every day it's part of my role as chair, about what it means to major in our areas, what it takes. So both of our areas, we're very proud. You can complete in 3 semesters a full MIS degree or business analytics co-major. The reason we do that is because we understand you might not, a lot of people don't know what MIS is, a lot of people don't know what analytics is coming in. We're not the old school traditional degrees in business. So a lot of people figure out what it is when they talk to each other. You talk to your peers and people start to talk about, hey, this is where the jobs are, this is what I'm doing, this is the salary I'm getting when I come out. And so sophomore, junior year, a lot of people start to think, maybe I will take on a second specialization area to make myself more interesting in whatever area I'm in, or maybe I'll shift a little bit. So we designed our majors so you can complete them very realistically, taking them on at the junior level. And again, 3 semesters is what it takes to do either one. Also, it's a good time to take on a second specialization. And if you commit earlier, if you commit, in your sophomore year or so, or even your freshman year, it opens up early internship opportunities. So if you're in our areas, you can very easily get 2 or 3 internships. Again, because it's an interesting in-demand area, early internships are available. And you can try out multiple jobs. You can make a little extra money. Opportunity is there. So that's something to think about. I'm glad to meet with you. The advising office obviously can explain this stuff, but I'd love to talk to people about what it takes, what classes you have to take, and maybe even more importantly, what can I do? and where might I apply? With my personality, what job would you recommend? Those are all great things to connect with us or connect with me and talk about. So you have my email here. I'm really easy to find. I'm on the 5th floor of Copeland. So thank you again. Have a great day. And I hope I see you around. Bye-bye.